Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another one. So let's talk about Fear the Walking Dead episode 6. Tonight's episode was another great episode of Fear the Walking Dead. I thought tonight's episode, I guess the two stars of the episode were Virginia and June. But I also liked Luciana. I missed that character. I wasn't that big of a fan of her. I was in the beginning and I didn't really care too much. I don't know. This show has just, at least this season, has made me care about all the characters for some reason. I guess good writing is just good writing, right? And yeah, all the characters, they all worked. This episode really focused on June and what her journey, her story and stuff, and how she's been handling everything with Virginia and all that. And we kind of progressed some stuff with John. And things like that. We know what's happening with everyone. So yeah, before we go any further, I do have to warn you that this video will contain spoilers for tonight's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. If you are new here and you do want more Walking Dead content like this, just make sure to be a subscriber. We are nearing the end of the month. I do expect some type of information on The Walking Dead, just on those 6 new episodes. I'm praying for a teaser at some point in the next week or two. I still think we're going to get one, but for sure, I think we're going to get release date information and all of that. We need to know when those 6 episodes are coming out. They're saying early 2021, but I think we should get a date, right? Or at least a month, like February or March 2021, just to know when it is coming out. I'm thinking March, but it could be February. So if you want to stay up to date with The Walking Dead and everything going on, and just to find out when the release date comes out and all that, just make sure to be a subscriber. Now, I had to make a note here of the opening minutes because it was just such a great Virginia scene. And I do like what that character, she looked a lot like, what's her name, Sarah or whatever, but she wasn't. She's scared. Virginia is scared, and she probably is one of the only few villains where you can actually see the fear in her eyes. And it kind of makes sense when you look at just what you know of the character, any other past scenes that we've gotten. She's scared. And like every person is scared in a sense, but it's just how much you show it and how much it does kind of rule what you do. And I guess it does. Fear rules everyone in a sense. You can either conquer it or not, but it kind of controls you in some sense because either you're trying to get over it or you are over it, you're doing your own thing, or maybe you're not, and you're just, it does completely control your life. I think you can definitely reduce the amount of control it has. You can just really make it so minimal where you're just fearless. But Virginia, that's not her, right? Like Alpha, I would say definitely, she's probably the toughest person in terms of, she's just kind of psychotic, right? Out of all the Walking Dead villains we've had, she's the one where I actually would be pretty scared of her. I wouldn't be that scared of the governor. Negan maybe a little bit just because of the saviors and stuff and their whole mentality. And if I would have saw him with Lucille kill someone, I would be like, holy shit. Because yeah, I don't want that to happen to me. I'm not dealing with that shit. The termites were a little terrifying because it's just, cannibals. And then, yeah, everyone else though, they weren't, like Negan was scared of stuff, and he did talk about that a lot. He did have these emotional moments. Alpha was just all gone. She was so psychotic, and even before the apocalypse, she was psychotic. She had a lot of fear, she had a lot of pain, but she didn't show it though. It didn't really run her life. She had this belief of the Whisperers that they were the next stage in human evolution. She was crazy. It was just as simple as that. And so Virginia, I think out of everyone, you can actually see the fear in her eyes. She's a scared person just in general. And it's so interesting to have a character like that. And she was my favorite part of tonight's episode. I don't know why, but I want to know more about this character now. I hope we get a standalone episode with the character. At first, I was a little worried because she got bit in the hand in this episode, and I was like, is she gonna die now? But then I thought, no, it's on the hand. Of course they're gonna cut it off. But yeah, I just wanted to mention this because Virginia, she's handling a lot right now, and she's just she's not the person to be able to do that. She wanted to be with Dakota there, and yeah, she's just the person who's handling all this stuff. She's a little scared. She doesn't know how to do it. She wants everything to just be fine, but she's also pretty tough as well. So yeah, you have that combination. Just in general, she's just such a fascinating character. And you got all of that in the opening minutes, so that's why I wanted to talk about that. John does mention to June that he wants to run away, and that's what we got a little set up here in the beginning with John telling June that, we can just drive away and we can run. I wish I would have did that before with, what was her name? Janice. She was going to offer me all this stuff and I could have done it. I never did. I regret it. So maybe we can go and do that. And then June is just like, what? And run away from our problems, leave everyone. And she doesn't really want to do that. And so that's where John is conflicted now because he wants to. And so what does he do? Right. And then we get to the point in the episode where it's like raining gasoline or oil, I guess, or whatever that was. And I guess this was set up by the group with the end is the beginning and all of that. So you get all of that. They're trying to investigate the whole situation. I will say that whole scene with just the oil and stuff coming down, gas or whatever it was, that was something we would never really see that on The Walking Dead. It was such a great scene, getting all that stuff on the car and just how gross that would be. They had to put those, like, I guess, bandanas or stuff over them to not breathe all that stuff in, which would still be really hard, but at least it's something. They had to, like, cover their eyes to not get it in their eyes because that would be really bad. And then, yeah, it was just that was an incredible scene. This whole episode was mostly trying to find out answers and, of who this group is. Virginia's scared about that. She wants to know who's this group and why are they messing with us, because now, this little safe haven that she's had, it might be taken away from her, right? Or there's at least a threat of that. And so now she's actually scared because maybe she hasn't really ever dealt with that before. But this eventually leads, I guess, when a walker and that explosion goes off, this and that, Virginia gets bit. And then it's just kind of this moment where, I don't know. First of all, again, the way Virginia handled it when she was like freaking out there, her personality, it shines through all of that. It makes the situation very unique. And the scene in general was just fun to watch. It was fun to see Virginia freaking out about this. But eventually June cuts off Virginia's hand. She didn't want to at first, but then they made this whole deal with the hospital and all that. I guess Wendell, I think his name is, returns later on in the episode. And I guess they have this hospital or whatever. They actually have something out of it. And so June, now from the situation and helping people, following her beliefs, first of all, she saved Virginia, which people were pissed at her for. And I think it makes sense. Virginia, she's not that bad of a person, or she's not that bad of a villain, I guess I should say. Like, they're living with her, right? It's not like, she's almost like the governor. Like, the governor, you could live with him, but it's just, he does some pretty messed up stuff. If you do, as long as you follow what you're going to do, everything will be fine. And even if you make mistakes, you could be forgiven. You might get a punishment, but you could be forgiven. Whereas with other characters like Negan, you'd probably, you could never make mistakes. With Alpha, you can't make mistakes, right? Virginia's group, you kind of can. It depends on what the mistake is, but you kind of can. So for June, this was the smarter decision. Like, maybe I should have let Virginia die, but we're getting this now. And we're going to be able to help people. We can actually manage this. Like, we can help a lot of people. Everything will be fine. And this is important to June because obviously earlier in the episode, they couldn't save that guy. So for June, all of this makes sense. Everything went the way she wanted. And then we get that scene at the end. And John left. He went to go do his own thing. And then June, I guess, he left her as well. She's doing her own thing. And so now where's John going to go? Is he going to run into Morgan, I'm guessing? Are they both done? I don't know if both of them are done. I do wonder what the next conversation is going to be like, because John wants, I don't know, he's not being selfish. He definitely isn't. I guess compared to June, he is, because June is she's just helping all these people. John just, he wants something for himself. After what happened with Janice, I think it really messed with him. I think he was starting to settle down a little bit. He was starting to settle into this place, but what happened with Janice, he just doesn't want to be here anymore. He had an opportunity to leave, and then he just decided, you know what? I'm going to do this. And so he did. Where do we go with that? I don't think we're going to find out on episode 7, but we could. I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I will do a video on that. Since next week's episode is the last episode of Fear the Walking Dead, I definitely will do a video on that. But overall, tonight's episode, I really enjoyed it. It was another great one, and I am a little shocked by it. I'm very shocked that Fear the Walking Dead is this good. Like, it's so hard for me to believe that the show is just this good now. 2 months ago, I guess now, people didn't like the show at all. And I guess 2 months ago would have been September 15th or whatever. Like 2 months ago, things looked good in terms of all their promoting and stuff like that. All the teasers, the sneak peeks, the trailers and all that, it all seemed really good. But we knew better. At least we thought we did. And then at some point here, like, I definitely will be doing a video talking about how good Fear the Walking Dead is right now after episode 7. If that episode is really great, then I'm going to talk about the entire first half of the season and just talk about why I think it could be great. I'm going to have to do some research on this and just think it through first. But because I don't know what happened to the show. Is it because The Walking Dead's not on right now, so we're comparing it more to Walking Dead World Beyond? I don't think so, because Fear the Walking Dead never airs alongside The Walking Dead. It's always during the summer and stuff. So I don't know why the show is doing amazing right now, but it just is. And you can see it. You can see it in the episodes. There's a quality to it that the show has never had, even with Madison and all that in season 1, 2, and 3. There's a quality to this season and it's the reason why a lot of people are saying this season is the best season so far of Fear the Walking Dead, and I would definitely agree with that statement. So yeah, I liked tonight's episode. I look forward to next week. So post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoy the video. Make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Fear the Walking Dead content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.